weeks, you wanted the real Capone. These last couple of videos I did, you didn't get Capone. On this, the last Monday before Great Balls of Fire, still the worst name pay-per-view, you will get the true Capone. And that means you'll get the hat. What's up, guys? This is your boy Capone. I'm going to put this back here in the mic stand. There we go. I don't know what that sounded like. Apologize if it was any kind of weird noises. Like I said, you're going to get the full Capone. I will have to take the hat off, though, because my headset don't fit on it. And, of course, I got the Attitude belt back out. There it is. Oh, it's a beautiful belt, isn't it? All right, let me put this down. Let me put the hat down, put the headset on. We'll get this party started. Yeah. Oh, I got it all blurry. Focus. He'll focus. Hang on. National Sarcasm Society. That's what the shirt says. It fits me perfect. Like I said, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope I'm not yelling into the mic if I am. I apologize for that. So, last night was Monday Night Raw. The go-home show, I think they call it, before the pay-per-view. Great Balls of Fire. Before I get started anything, I just wanted the Dean Ambrose, when he was doing commentary, there was that one part he asked, like, the decisions that are made in WWE, and he said, who named this the Great Balls of Fire? That's a terrible name for pay-per-view. And I thought someone in the back's got to be going, shut up, Dean. I thought that was great. Sorry, I just had to check something. All right, guys, so we're going to go over the pay-per-view. Right off the bat, it was an okay, or not the pay-per-view, excuse me, Monday Night Raw. It was okay. It wasn't great. Excuse me, I had to cough there. It was a decent show going into the pay-per-view. Whenever they do their SmackDown or Raws before pay-per-view, it's basically to shore everything up and basically get the pay-per-view set. Unless an injury happens or something like that, you pretty much know what's happening. So we're going to start off. Like I said, I watched Raw. It was okay. I mean, it was a decent pay-per-view. Or I keep saying pay-per-view. I'm sorry. It was a decent Monday Night Raw. But again, I there's stuff they did I don't get, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So first, we're going to start with Sasha Banks and Bayley against Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Now, I have to read up. I should have read this before I did this, but early in the match, Nia Jax took out Bayley, and it seemed like it was a little kind of unexpected that she had to go to the back, and I wonder if legit injury happened. I have to look it up, but I just thought that was interesting, and I kind of was hoping good. You know, not good that she's hurt. I don't want Bayley hurt, but good that they made Nia Jax look tough. Maybe they're going to have her win this match, and that will give you something going into the pay-per-view. But, of course, they didn't. It was an okay match, and they had Sasha Banks beat them, and Sasha Banks won the match. And at the end, Cole was basically saying, like, how does this make Sasha Banks, sorry. Oh, this makes Sasha Banks look so tough and so, going into this pay-per-view. And how does Alexa Bliss feel knowing that Sasha Banks won? And it was stupid because, again, it's like you make Nia Jax look strong, and yet she's sitting there and she's basically like playing second fiddle to these girls who are half her size. She needs to hold the title. I think they should make this a triple threat match. Maybe they still will. I don't think they will. Maybe they will, but I don't think it's going to happen. But if they do, I suggest make it a triple threat match and have Nia Jax come out the champion. She needs to be champion. Again, I'm not a huge fan of her. This is not a fanboy going, I love Nia Jax, but just doesn't make any sense what they're doing. The writing right now doesn't make any sense. And that whole match was kind of weird. Again, I got to look it up, but I think Bayley might have legit got hurt or had an injury going in there, and this is their way of taking her out because it was very weird. I mean, she, the move was a knee to the head when she was against the board there, and I don't know. Just something didn't seem right to me on that. But so then you had the 205. I haven't been staying up to date with because it's too much wrestling at this point. There's a lot of wrestling in a week, and I just decided not to watch the 205. I have the network, so I know I can go back and watch it, but again, those guys, I mean, they fly around. They do some great moves. A lot of technical stuff. That's what I like about them. I will say about the wrestling is they're legit wrestling. Not to say that everyone else isn't wrestling, but Their stuff is less about the storylines and more about the wrestling part of it, although this was a storyline match, and that was that, Cedric Alexander versus Noam Dar. And, of course, you had Alicia Fox come back. She's been gone for a while. She came back and kind of was playing this role. It's just Cedric Alexander, as far as I know, is going to get a title shot, maybe even title reign soon. Just have him go for the title already. Enough with this. Noam Dar and Alicia Fox are funny. I think it's a good comedy skit, but it's not doing anything for the division. So I just don't get it. The next was WWE Intercontinental Championship match, which actually started with Miz TV. And for Axel and Bo Dallas, they're kind of playing second fiddle now to the Miz, which is fine. They need a push. I just don't know how you push them right now and get the fans to kind of get behind them. I also think maybe you turn them face, but they're probably not going to do that. They're going to stay heel. It was, I kind of listened to it a little bit. I do like the Miz and his promos, and usually I listen to him. Some family stuff going on this weekend, 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope you enjoy fireworks, enjoy time with the family. It was a decent little Miz TV. Basically, y'all know how I feel about the Ball family and how they did nothing for Monday Night Raw. He basically came out and said, yeah, they did terrible. They were terrible to have on there. Just kind of it was fun to watch because I think he was being almost legit when he was saying they were terrible, and they were. So anyways, of course, during the match, out comes Dean Ambrose. Wow, you ever heard the mind farts? I'm telling you, I got mind farts bad. Dean Ambrose comes out, and he starts to cut a promo, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go again. All right, so he's going to get a tag team. Then, surprisingly, out comes Rhino and Heath Slater. And Heath Slater's one of those guys that I really wanted to see get a push. I keep hitting get a push. And for some reason, they haven't done it. I was hoping when he came out and he said, I want to have I want a chance at the Intercontinental. I was hoping and praying they were going to give it to him. And, out comes Kurt Angle. And he says, we're going to have a match. I thought he made a triple threat. I thought he made Great Balls of Fire, which I was loving. I was like, good. It's something new. It puts something new into that storyline that is stale. It's a stale storyline. They need to mix it up. And putting Heath Slater in there, whether he's going to lose right away or not be an impact, at least it makes it different. It brings something into there and makes it more interesting. But instead, he goes, no, you're going to face him tonight, which, okay, I thought maybe they could still make it a triple threat. I actually was hoping that Heath Slater would win. Because for me, you want to make this interesting? I mean, you heard the crowd. The crowd likes Heath Slater. They like Rhino. I would have Heath Slater, I would have had him win that match. Dean Ambrose do something. Have him win that match. He's the new Intercontinental Champion. Then you have the Miz. I mean, Miz plays this crybaby-esque scenario. You have the Miz go back and say, hey, I lost that, because of this, because of that, I should get. I want. What's this? I should get a rematch. There you go, triple threat match, Great Balls of Fire, and then you can put it back on the Miz. You can put on Dean Ambrose, or maybe you keep it on Heath Slater. Give him a push. I don't know, but it would have been something new, something different, and been exciting. But they didn't do it. Heath Slater lost because of stupid outside interference, which it's outside interference in WWE now is used way too much. I was watching the 99 Raws. The ones right before and after the Royal Rumble. And everyone talks about the Attitude Era. That's my time. That's when I was really at the age, and I loved wrestling. Anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, if you're too young or go back, if you have the network especially, watch the 99 year of Raw, and just go through those Raws, and especially around the Rumble and stuff. You'll see what I'm talking about when I say, there was something new and different. They mixed things up. They just did stuff in a way that threw you off. You didn't quite know what was going to happen. You had an idea, and especially if you watched it, you were going, I think so. But they always threw something at you. Now you watch wrestling, and I can just call it. Anyone who's watched wrestling now can call what they're going to do, and that makes it boring. Doesn't make it exciting. And that would have been a great chance for them to do something that makes you go, oh, I didn't see that coming. I did not see Heath Slater getting a championship going into a pay-per-view. Great. Now we got this match. That match could be interesting. But now it's just nope. It's a match that's been done 20 times. Dean Ambrose and The Miz for the title. It's been done over and over again. It's so bad. They're trying to push new talent, but they keep using the same talent. And Heath Slater's been around for a while. He's not a new talent, but he hasn't had that push. He hasn't been given a chance. And, he had little stuff here and there. He did, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. So, okay, we're at 10 minutes. I try to keep these about 15 minutes, so we'll keep going. Let's see, what am I on? Okay. So then you had Seth Rollins defeated Curt Hawkins. Again, they bring back Curt Hawkins. He's not being used. I still say Ryder and him need to team back up. But I think, Mojo and Curt are on SmackDown, so I don't know how they would do that. But Seth Rollins won. Basically, it was a squash match, and he basically just sent a message out to Bray Wyatt. He sent a message out to Bray Wyatt. So he said he's not a god. And Bray Wyatt then cut a promo video later. Again, great video promo. I mean, he's one of the best guys in promo right now. And they're not using him for whatever reason in that, but it is what it is, I guess. It was okay. It just set up the pay-per-view. Neville defeated Mustafa Ali. I'm drawing a blank if anyone came down there. I think it was a clean match. Mustafa Ali, I mean, he's one of those guys coming up. He's got some great moves. Great in the ring. Really good. And I'm trying to think. I feel like somebody interrupted their match or something, and I just can't remember. But that shows you it didn't. If I can't remember it, then what does it matter? It just, I think they're getting ready for him and to something. I can't remember his name, but I remember he was real funny. So then we got Finn Balor defeated Cesaro. Before this, Cesaro, they set up a match. I think it's a 2 out of 3 falls or something at the pay-per-view for the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus. This was Finn Balor versus Cesaro. Good match. During the match, out comes the Drifter. Of course, he comes out. Hardys were on commentary. He comes out, did some interrupt Finn Balor. The Hardys get into it. It basically just turns into a big brawl. With at the end, Finn Balor winning. So Finn Balor gets over, and I think Finn Balor and the Samson are gonna have a match at Great Balls of Fire. Cream. Tell me it's sponsored by the Cream. It's Cream, whatever. I think they got a match going the pay-per-view. It's kind of sad to me. Finn Balor got pushed down after his injury so quick. I mean, I don't know why he's not in the title ring, but anyways, I think it was before this though. They did do a Joe and Brock separate interview. They were keeping them separate, and basically, all this interview did was make Joe look like he was ready to fight and tough, and Brock looked like an a-hole. And maybe that was the point of it. Okay, so Joe basically goes, "I'm going to find you," and he starts to walk around, and he does find him. And it's just, they never fought, which is interesting to me. Never brawled. Just, they held Joe back, and he's yelling, and Brock's like, "Come on, son, come on. Bring it. What do you got? You ain't got nothing." And that was it. That's all they did between them. So, I don't know. It'd be a good fight at the pay-per-view, but I don't think it's going to be anything really great. I mean, it's Brock's going to win. Everybody knows that. So, yeah, it's not going to do anything. So then we had Braun Strowman defeated Apollo Crews. And I think he has a new channel. Crews won't lose. Crews can't lose. Crews can't. It's stupid. And I feel bad because Crews is someone they brought from NXT who had a lot of promise, and they've already kind of made him a mid-carder. He's young. I get it. He's young. He'll probably get pushed at some point, but it's like, really? Come on. So that just doesn't work. I don't get what the point is. So the way the show ended was, after the match, of course, Braun Strowman beats up Apollo Crews, and what shows up? An ambulance! He throws Apollo Crews in the ambulance, hits on it, and it doesn't move. He does it 3 or 4 times. It doesn't move. Now, at this point, you know he's going to show up. You know that Reigns, that Roman Reigns is going to show up. I had a feeling he's in the front of the card because, again, no surprises. If I would have had it, honestly, I would have actually had Braun Strowman get in the back of the ambulance, just beating up and force, driver. Had Apollo or Roman Reigns kind of drive out to the parking lot, stop. Braun Strowman's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Goes to be, and there is Roman Reigns. They fight. Have Braun Strowman still in the ambulance. and have something happen to the ambulance. But what all they had was Strowman comes out, he pops out of the front, they fight, he spears Braun Strowman off the stage on his, some tables and whatnot, kind of walks away, and then Braun Strowman is standing up. And they're like, oh my God, he's standing up. What is he going to do him at the pay-per-view to get him in the ambulance, yada, yada, yada. End of show. This is the problem with WWE. They don't take risks anymore. It's this weird thing where, like, because the PG, it's like you feel they want to do something different, and you can feel that there's someone going, we need to make it more, not violent, but just different, creative. And there's, maybe it's Vince, I don't know, but someone's holding him back, and it's just like, that's the kind of stuff that I don't get why they're doing what they're doing. So Monday Night Raw was okay in my opinion. It just, there's a lot of things I would change. I definitely would, again, I don't want to go into too much into it because, Houdini. My friend Houdini's got a channel out there and he talks about the Attitude Era more, but that's the kind of stuff. If you have the WWE Network, go back and watch like the 1998 to 2002 was the Attitude Era, also known as the Monday Night War years. And they have WCW on there. You can watch that stuff and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's just new stuff happening every Raw. And you think and you're going to be right about 50% of the time to 60%, but they do stuff almost every time that you just didn't see coming. You're going, I did not see that happening. They mix storylines, they would have one story kind of mixed with another, and it would just work that way. They don't do this. They had, Goldust was on Raw last night, and he premiered the video, and that was kind of funny because the lights went out, and then came back on, and there's R-Truth eating popcorn behind him, and he beat him up. Okay, so that set up the paper. Why couldn't they do it? Like, I think it would have been fun to have that happen during the Joe thing. Like, when Joe was confronting Brock Lesnar, why not all of a sudden have like R-Truth, Goldust back there and have R-Truth beating him up? And it's like, oh shoot, this is going on too. It's just missing right now. So I don't know, we'll see. But I'm not gonna do a preview for SmackDown. I'm just gonna do a review. Probably gonna be up tomorrow after I get home from work. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy this. Thank you again for people that are subscribing, watching. Please like and comment. That really helps me out. I am working on ideas for my video game channel. I know I keep saying that every video, and it probably won't happen for another couple of weeks at least, but I'm working on ideas. I definitely want to have something up before 2K is really started. There's rumors going to be gameplay tomorrow, so hopefully that is true and some information comes out tomorrow. Maybe I'll talk about it. But I really appreciate this, guys. Again, Raw review, it was okay. Hopefully the pay-per-view is better. Great balls of fire. I hope the set has like two big balls and they're on fire. And there's hands holding them like this. Thanks, guys. All right, Capone, he's out. I'm gone. Peace.